name is Richie and welcome back to another video. Today you join me at Edinburgh Waverley because I'm doing something a little bit different today. Whilst I was up in Edinburgh a few weeks ago, or a few months ago now, I took a little bit of footage in and around the station, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to compare it to Train Sim World and sort of like do a bit of a side-by-side, video-by-video comparison of the station in the game and in real life. So I've jumped into free roam and I'm going to have a little run around the station. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some clips first, do a little bit of commentary over them, and then jump back into the game, have a little look around, and then I'm also going to show you the 170 departing in the game and real life, because I got a bit of footage of that because I knew that the 5 circle was coming out. So yeah, let's jump into it. Right, so here we go. We're outside the station now, as you can tell by the station plaque, and we're right next to the Wetherspoons, which you can see is called the booking office. As we pan around, you can see the High Street in the distance, and then you'll also see the Scots Monument and the National Library of Scotland. Here you go, and you can also see the platforms down below. I think that's a 158 in the platform there, which we'll see very soon once the 158 DLC comes out. So this is going towards the main entrance as we go past the Wetherspoons. Those tables and chairs I actually sat and tried haggis for the first time, which was quite nice. As we walk down here, you can see all the typical green railings, and you've got like barriers and police cars and stuff which aren't represented in the game for obvious reasons. But yeah, pretty much spot on. And this is at that bottom of the hill going towards the concourse. So this is now walking onto the main concourse. You can see all the station shops and the signage and whatever else. You can see the waiting room just on the left hand side, and you can see there's a ton of people. There's a cleaning person there, you've got people with suitcases. Yeah, quite busy. So this is going into the waiting room, which you can see is also very busy. You've got some station signage and PIS in there. Obviously we can't go into the waiting room in the game. So this clip is starting from platform 9 as we just got off a cross-country service and we're walking across the footbridge which comes from the Market Street entrance. Whoa. As you can tell from my excitement there, I'm a bit in awe because it looks pretty much spot on to the game. But you've got a 334 departing there and you've got a 385 in the platform too. So this is heading towards the escalator on the left hand side of the station, and as we go down the escalator you can see the sheer amount of shops and people and signage, the PIS boards. Pretty much it looks spot on to what I've seen in the game. You've got a Costa there, you've got a Boots, I think you've got a WH Smith's. Yeah, there's plenty going on, and there's that waiting room to the right hand side. And here's a little pan of the shops and the PIS boards and where that piano should be as well. So then I walked around under the footbridge and I found an LNER Azuma, which normally call it this platform. I'm not too sure what the platform number is. I think it's 5 from what I can tell on the footage. And then we're walking around to the bit which isn't actually accessible in the Edinburgh-Glasgow route, but is in the 5 circle. So now we're heading towards platform 2, and then you can see all the shops and stuff which are represented in the game as well. So I've jumped back into Train Sim World now to have a look outside the station. This is that road I forget the name of, and you can hear some bagpipes in the distance, which you can hear everywhere in Edinburgh. You can't escape them. So this is the Wetherspoons, interestingly called the Weather Fork in the game, obviously for copyright issues. This is that library I was on about over there. Well, you can't quite see it and you can't jump either. Oh, you can stand on here. Oh, there you go. You can see the library or whatever it is in the distance, and you can see the platforms down below, similar to what you can in the footage. So yeah, this is that, and obviously then I did a little walk across the road past the Wetherspoons. So this would be fenced off here, and then you could go into here, and that's the Wetherspoons. You can hear the 170 depart in there, and then you'd walk down here. There is barriers and stuff down here, but obviously they've not put them into this route, which is fine. There's no police officers and stuff. I suppose that's, you know, if there was police about, then it would kind of raise safety concerns, and licenses wouldn't like that. This is right down at the bottom, and as you can tell it's pretty much like for like. You've got the circular green fence thing around it, and you've obviously got the red tactile paving, which you can see. There is a little shop there. I don't know what it's actually called, but that's the pastry place. I think one obvious thing to note between real life and the game is that in game it's a lot quieter. The station is usually rammed pretty much all throughout the day, so it's a shame that it's not as busy as what it would look in real life. But you know, obviously there's performance issues. You don't have to worry about performance issues in real life, do you? So this is the ticket office. You can't actually walk into there, but you can blatantly see it's a waiting room. You would have shops around. There's no shops in there, but obviously you're not really going to go and interact with anything in there. But there would be shops about here. I think there's a WH Smith's there. One thing that I'm noticing is absent is obviously down there is a little corridor to some toilets, and then there's another corridor there through to some platforms. So they're not there, interestingly. But that doesn't matter, because obviously I think this is based off the Edinburgh Glasgow version of Edinburgh Waverley, and you couldn't even get to that side of the station, but you can in the 5 Circle. This bit I'm rather impressed with. Obviously they've not included the real brand names because of licensing, but you have got a knockoff Pret shop, WH Smith's, and I think I want to say that this is a Subway. It looks like it. And of course you've got all the PIS boards and some advertisements and stuff, some news reports and whatever else there, and station signage, which is good to see. We've also got a piano in this version, but we didn't have that in real life. So this bit's quite cool. When I ran across here and I showed you the 334 departing there, and obviously the 385, pretty much like for like, pretty much spot on. I walked down here and then down this way, down the escalator, and you can see it's pretty much, spot on. No fault with it, really. Obviously got the piano there, which isn't there in real life, but it's cool to have that there, and you can play a nice little tune ski on it. Interestingly, I'd also walked along this platform when there was an Azuma, and well, there you go. Good timing. There's one here as well, and these aren't static; these go in and out. So, you got the Azumas, which would normally come onto this platform. So it's nice that they got that spot on. Yep, this looks all pretty much spot on behind the waiting room here, going towards platform. Is it 20? Whatever it is down there. Looks pretty much spot on, and all them railings as well that are spotted. You got a couple of shops down here, like some storage shop, which are all there. Pretty spot on, if you ask me. And then obviously you've got the exit up towards whatever it's called street, the High Street. Looks pretty much spot on. I didn't get any footage of that in real life, but yeah, all the station signage, which is about, you can definitely spot. So yeah, that's a little quick tour of Edinburgh Waverley in the game, and it looks pretty much spot on. There's a few things that are missing, but you can very much tell it's Edinburgh Waverley. So for this next section, I'm going to compare the Class 170 in real life versus Train Sim World. So let's have a listen to this Class 170 departing platform 20 in real life. Wonderful stuff, it sounds absolutely beautiful. So let's jump into Train Sim World and have a listen to the Class 170 departing there. So back in Train Sim World, let's have a listen to this wonderful thing departing. Wonderful stuff. I mean, if you ask me, it sounds pretty much spot on. And for the final segment of this comparison video, this is looking down at Edinburgh Waverley from that vantage point near the National Galleries of Scotland, and you'll see a Class 385 departing, so yeah, I'll let you enjoy this little clip. So this is back in the game, and I must admit this is the most impressive part of it. Obviously I had that vantage point. I was stood about there, I think, where that lamppost is, and the vantage point you have over the station is brilliant, and it looks pretty much spot on. Obviously not all the stock that we have in real life is in the game. So you can still see that there's the 170 down there and the 385, and you can see the Scots Monument, and I think that's the Balmoral Hotel, whatever it's called. So yeah, pretty much spot on. So I'm quite impressed with that. So there we go, that's a look at Edinburgh Waverley in real life versus Train Sim World. I personally think they've captured it pretty well. I mean, you know, there's a few little issues, a few little things that haven't been represented, and obviously this is based on a certain period of time. So I was there in March 2024, and I think this is modelled off like 2023. So, you know, the piano might have used to be in there. I don't know, but it looks pretty much spot on, and they've done a good job with it. So hats off to Rivet and to Dovetail. If you like these sorts of videos, comparing real life places to Train Sim World, then let me know. I can certainly do different ones. And if you want me to change the style up and maybe do video by video as opposed to doing a whole real life section and a Train Sim World section, then let me know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Have you ever been to Edinburgh Waverley? Let me know. What do you think of the work that's been put into this route, and how close do you think it is? Let me know in the comments. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please smash that like button and subscribe. If you're new, I'd massively appreciate it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.